Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Ma'am Aisyah Sunarwan as our lecturer in this subject, and my beloved friends. We are from the 5th group. We will present our proposal that the title is Improved Mastery of English Vocabulary Material Family at SD Islam Terpadu Wahdatul Ummah Metro. My name is Diah Ayu Paramita. As the first speaker, I will explain the chapter 1 in the background of study. In the 2013 curriculum, subject English in elementary school level, according to the Minister of Education and Culture, English subject is one of every localization is given or not depending the facilities and infrastructure whether the school supports learning English or not. One of the materials studied in 5 grades in the elementary school levels with the standard English basic competency is a family or the material related to the family relationship. In this material, various vocabulary objects are given regarding the names of family members. Among others is father, mother, sister, brother, grandmother, grandfather, and each other. This material is quite important considering that the term family always appears in various in reading skill, telling their self is about speaking and writing their family in writing skills, and even listening to the reading text or conversation is our listening. At the beginning of the semester, students usually get the material with how to introduce themselves in the front of class, introduce themselves to their friends in front of the class. Without a vocabulary of objects, the term of for family, of course, students cannot introduce themselves in front of the class. The researchers also found something similar at the SD Islam Terpadu Wahdatul Ummah Metro, based on the result of observations and interview conducted by researchers during several times starting from 6, 13, 20 September in 2020. There are several problems that hinder mastery of language vocabulary in English. These problems include the first problem is the student's low level about the mastery of vocabulary. Based on the student's test result on the material days of the week, from 30 students, only 20 have mastered the 7 basic words of the names in the language in English. When spontaneously, the teacher asks students to write down who are the members of their family in English on a sheet of paper. Most students answered mother, father, brother, and sister. Even though in the family material there are more than 28 vocabularies that students must master, not only mother, father, brother, and sister. In addition, the writing of students in writing the members of their family is still chaotic. Mother mostly they write mother, MATHAR, not MOTHER. No mother but mother. Also in brother, no brother but brother, BRATHER. The second problem in the lack of learning media support. For example, LCD for interactive learning in class. In each class, tab of recording for listening, storybooks or the text English in the library, a limited number of English dictionaries and each other. Even though the existence of these various media can make it easier student in mastering various English vocabularies. And the third problem is the monotonous learning process. Teacher deliver material simply by dictating. Students take notes and then do the problem. The results The result is that the students quickly feel bored following the process learning. In accordance with each level of elementary school, students' learning must be attractive and keep students enthusiastic. Learning this monotony also causes students not to be active. And however, when students are bored with the students' learning process cannot be active during learning. Enough for my explanations. Thank you for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name Anissa Rizky Anggraini from E-class. I want to give explanation in bab 1 about problem identification. According to background above, we can conclude that some problems. First, mastery of English vocabulary is classified still low. Second, learning media is less varied, oftentimes do not relevant. Third, learning process still monotonous and less attractive, just deliver material and give questions. Fourth, students still less active follow the learning process. And the last, motivation student in learning process still low. In point C, problem limitation, according the problem identification, we limited the problem is students low in vocabulary mastery. And point D, problem formulation, according the problem limitation, we can formulate the problem that focus in this research. The problem formulation is by using song, the student vocabulary mastery family material can be improved. Next, point E, objective of study. The objective of this research is to improve students' vocabulary mastery family material by using song. And the last in bab 1 is benefit of study. There are many benefits that expected for students can improving their English vocabulary and their motivation to study English use song. For teacher, can be alternative media for improve student English vocabulary. And for school, expected can be improvement.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurinda Safitri. In here, I will to try and to be explained about literature review chapter 2 about English for elementary schools. English is the international language used by most countries in the world after spreading through various aspects. For the example is trade, politics, information, and others. In the content standards of the National Education Standards Agency, English is derived at the development of four skills, including by speaking, listening, reading, and writing skills, and to communicate and discuss in English at certain literacy levels of BSNP. The literacy levels refer to in the level performative, where people are able to read, write, listen, and speak with the symbols used. So there are four skills in English, namely listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Even though each skills had its own characteristic. These four skills are actually closely related and cannot stand alone. For example, when learning listening, students also wrote down some important things in aspect writing skills and then revolved it again after reading the notes by notes and these reading skills and then express it in their own language is speaking skills. Based on the opinion of White, Brewster, Cameron, Harmer, and Brown above, student mastery of English vocabulary is an attempt to master by student, and there are many things that must be considered in teaching vocabulary to students. For the example, students are given a real picture of their new vocabulary, and this vocabulary must be taught repeatedly by using it on various occasions. The teacher must also make a connection with the real life of students when providing new vocabulary for students. And then, from the various characteristics of elementary schools above, it can be concluded that the characteristic of elementary schools students include being usually attracted to something, but also usually bored or boring. Students do learning activities, whatever their form is. Even though students do not know what students do these activities for, and then students still need a concrete picture of what students learning of what student learning. Okay, that's all from me. Thanks for your attention, and so sorry for my mistake. And the last, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes, I want to continue our material. The songs are learning media. The word of media comes from a language Latin and is a plural form of medium, which literally means intermediary or introduction. Learning media is a tool in the form of object or humans or event that can be used as intermediaries in achieving learning objectives. The song itself can be associated with a learning media. Song can be an intermediary in delivering learning material. Many advantages of song as medium in learning English. The first is linguistic research. The second is effective research. The third is cognitive research. The fourth is cultural research, and the last is social research. Song media in learning English with family material for 5th class. Family material contain various objectives which are termed in language family. There are father, mother, brother, sister, and etc. The song used is the song Satu-Satu Aku Sayang Ibu, which the student familiar with. The song is expected to be able to provide students a deeper understanding of vocabulary of language family language.
relevant research. The research result that is relevant to this research is research that is done by Heni Ratnasari, entitled Song to Improve the Student Achievement in Pronouncing English Words. Based on the relevant research above, this study also hopes that song can be an intermediary medium to improve quality of learning. The action hypothesis. The hypothesis in this study is that the song in English learning with family material can be improved the vocabulary of fifth grade student of elementary school. Operational definition. The operational definition of this research is song media is an intermediary learning in the form of the series of words consisting of certain rhythm and tuner. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aditya Putra Bayu. I want to explain chapter 3, this material type of research. This research is an action research. According to Suhasmi 2010, action research is research that aims to solve problems through real action, not only looking at a certain phenomenon, then describing what is happening with that phenomenon. There are many types of action research, and this study used a type of collaborative classroom action research or collaborative classroom action research. Suwarsi Media 2007 says that action research is a practical real-world intervention aimed at improving practical situations. The PTK design used in the study was the model cycle design according to chemist and Mike Taggart, which was iterative and continuous or oriented towards improvement and the proper process of achieving learning outcomes. According to Suharshmi Arikunto, model has three as follow: planning or simply a plan of action. In this stage, the research explains what, why, when, where, by whom, and how the action was taken. Acting or the implementation of the action and observing in this stage in contains the application of the content of the design, namely wearing the class action plan and observing at the same time when the action is carried out. Reflection in this stage after the researchers get the result of the action. The researcher evaluates what has been done. If the results are not satisfactory, then there needs be a redaction to be improved, modified, and if necessary, a new scenario is made for the next cycle. Research settings. This research was conducted in class 5 SDITWU. The physical environment is in good condition can be seen from the arrangement and maintenance of classroom, teacher's room, principal room, and other additional rooms. The surrounding environment is also quite shady with various plants around it. The number of students in class 5 is 30 students. The number of desks and chairs is according to number of students plus one teacher's desk and one teacher's chair and cupboard to place the teacher's equipment. The next material, Agung.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Agung Putra Setiawan and I will to continue the next material. My material is D, research subject. The subject is in this study where students of class 5 SD ITB in the academic year 2001-3 or 2001-5 totaling 3,000 students. The student is detailed include 2 male student and 8 female students. The subject was chosen because class 5 has many problems in learning English compared to class 5 and class 4. And class 5 has the lowest average score in the midterm test exam for UTS. The average score of class 4 English UTS is 17.8 and class 5 and 17.1 and class 9 17.7. After making observation, it is shown to grade 5 was still lacking in their English vocabulary and English thought starting of graduate for class 6, where is grade class 6 student enthusiast. There are many vocabulary that students have a just reserve. While in grade 6, the students have started to better prepare themselves for junior high school which is have made English. It is a subject that entered for the national examination or UN. So, understanding of English vocabulary and students' is learning contact have been formed. And E. Data collection techniques. In study, several data collection techniques were used. These techniques include observation, test, file. For more detail, explained below. The first A. Observation. The method of observation carried out by observing the activities during the learning process using some media performed by the observer and in front of the class. In addition, observations were made student activities of paraphrasing in teaching and learning activities. Okay, the next B, test. A test a tool procedure. It is just use, measure, find to something by means of standardized rules. The test can be used measure various of domain and learning, starting from the cognitive domain and affective domain and the psychomotor domain. And the next, file notes. File notes are notes or contain all types for activities carried out during the research. In this case, field notes cover various aspects in the classroom learning, classroom atmosphere, and classroom management, student interaction relationship, and with teacher and vice area. versa. The field notes were made by research and handwriting and using abbreviated words to make it is a research to write down for use things is happen during in the action process. Okay, next, F research instrument. The research is not tool used by researcher in collecting data to facilitate work, and the results are accurate and systematic, so that's why to process. The instrument used by researchers include the first, observation set rating scale, observation set of studying rating scale in vocabulary mastery, and B, teaching rating scale and observation sheet in vocabulary mastery. And next, test question. The first test question is short entry, and next, rubric or performance rating scale, and D, file notes goodness. Okay, I think enough for my material. If I have mistake, I'm so sorry. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Azza Gumlar. Here I will be presenting about the material instrument validity. In instrument evaluation, result must correspond to actual situation being evaluated data resulting from good evaluation accordance with reality accurate valid data. In order to get valid data, evaluation tool must be valid. According to Suharsimi, validity has many kinds. Broadly speaking, validity is defined into two parts, namely logical validity based on reasoning, empirical validity test from experience. Logical validity is still defined to two types, namely content validity, construct validity. Meanwhile, empirical validity is defined two types, namely exciting validity and predicting validity. This study used a construct validity, construction validity. Construction validity, according to Hersmi, is validity when the items in the construct the test measure every aspect, thinking and states and special instructional objective, ECT or indicator. This validity detailing pairing is the very aspect in ICT. Okay, next. H. Data analysis technique. The methods data analysis in this research descriptive quantitative method by analyzing the evaluation result in the form of observation data student learning outcome test in each cycle. The data analysis carried out of follows observation data analysis. Data obtained result equals percentage of the increase. Active learning. After that, the data analysis was presented descriptively. 2. Second, the test data analysis. The score analysis descriptive quantitative. The test score of the cycle obtained through the formula of the cycle. Value analysis, a best determine good, moderate, poor, and so on. The range of value based on the opinion Swarsmi Arikunto categorized a following table value range. So guys, you can see in the makalah value range 18 until 100 category very well. 16, 6 and 76 is good. 56 and 65 enough. 40 until 55 less, and 30 until 39 fail. The value student evaluation result its cycle compared with evaluation value of the next cycle, that is the evaluation result value in the first cycle compared with the evaluation result second cycle. if the evaluation value is on the cycle. Next is E, research success criteria. Also, the standard research success criteria is ECT component is so how far a sector demands or learning behavior in the final situation. The success rate compress the number of percentage, for example 70% correct and less at least 7 out of 10 questions are correct. The criterion of the success study that 70 of the 30 students can master the material at least more 70%, which is marked with a minimum of 20, 72 of scale 0 until 100. If score still less than 72, that it needs to be corrected or the achievement minimum standard of success. Okay, determinant of the criteria of success study student input advantages songs minimum success criteria KKM. Student input as seen from result. Student pretest of student pretest result are high. Criteria success also higher. Will song themselves have a better advantages the others, therefore student learning outcomes and expect that the higher than learning outcome without using song. The number of students was according to KKM standard and the total number student. Okay, guys, that's all our presentation. Thank you for attention.